What's up guys, Roman from R&S Entertainment here with another episode of Comic History, the weekly series where we go over the iconic origins and storylines for all sorts of great comics and characters. In this video we're going to be going over the very first appearance ever in comics and also the origin story of Dick Grayson as Robin the Boy Wonder, sidekick to Batman. This origin is straight from the golden age of comics and occurred in Detective Comics number 38 in 1940. The Batman presents the sensational character find of 1940, Robin the Boy Wonder. The story starts out in a small town only referred to as Small Town, where the Haley Circus is performing, and the family team of acrobats known as the Flying Graysons perform front and center doing daring feats on the trapeze. That night, a young Dick Grayson is walking past the circus owner Haley's office, where he overhears Haley refusing to pay a group of mobsters protection money, even after getting direct threats of sabotage by the men. The next night, Bruce Wayne, aka the Batman, is attending the circus's performance, and after Dick's part in the show, his parents John and Mary Grayson gear up to perform their most death-defying feat, the triple spin. In the middle of the trick, the ropes suddenly pull apart from acid dripped onto them by the mobsters, and Dick's parents fall to their deaths in front of him and the entire circus audience. Later that night, the mobsters return to gloat about their murder to Haley, and he then agrees to pay them to keep anyone else from getting killed. Dick is again listening outside and decides to take this information to the police, but is approached by the Batman, who tells him that he wants to help Dick catch the murderers, but that he can't go to the police, taking Dick with him in the Batmobile and explaining that crime boss Tony Zuko runs the whole town, and if Dick went to the cops, the dirty ones would find out and he'd be dead within the hour. He tells Dick that he'll let him stay at his house while he goes after the criminals, and that his parents were murdered by criminals as well, after which Dick begs Batman to train him and take him along on his crusade, which Batman accepts due to his similar emotional situation. They then take a weird candlelit oath to never swerve from the path of righteousness, train in acrobatics, which Dick already has more skill in than Batman, boxing, and jujitsu, transforming Dick Grayson of the Flying Graysons into Robin the Boy Wonder. After months of intensive training and study, Batman and Robin are finally ready to avenge the murder of Robin's parents, and for the first step, Batman sends Robin in undercover as a dirty street urchin paperboy, which brings him into contact with low-level men of Tony Zuko's who demand a cut of his profits. Robin pretends to be afraid and pays the criminals at Batman's instruction, and the next day he follows them after they leave, leading him to the home of over-the-top mobster Tony Zuko, see? He really talks like that. Zuko plans to have his men ramp up the extortion the following night, hitting all of the local businesses and demanding even more money, believing the town to be under his control completely. Robin takes this information to Batman, and the next night Batman shows up at each of the businesses as the mobsters try to extort them, cracking their heads together, punching them in the face, and running away with a goofy smile on his face yelling, "Au revoir!" He then hits up Zuko's casino and immediately starts beating down the guards with the gambling tables, scattering money everywhere and creating a frenzy of gamblers all trying to scoop up as much as they can in the chaos. When he breaks open Zuko's slot machines, the owner of the casino asks what he should tell Zuko, and Batman tells him to say, "The Batman." An hour later, he does just that, going straight to Zuko and saying, "And then, the Batman." Suddenly, an actual bat flies into the room and drops a package for Zuko, telling him to get out of town and that the local businesses were under Batman's protection. Following Batman's plan, Zuko is enraged enough to personally lead a group of his gang to the business Batman mentioned, when suddenly Robin appears out of the shadows and easily dispatches one of Zuko's men, balancing on a girder until the rest notice him. Robin ducks behind a girder while they shoot at him and loads up an old-school David and Goliath slingshot, hitting one of the mobsters in the face and knocking him out before diving to a rope and swinging directly into the rest of the men, kicking one in the chest and then facing off with the rest using the jujitsu skills he learned from Batman. Suddenly Robin slips and falls, but is able to grab hold of the girder before he does, with one of the mobsters walking over and stomping on his fingers. Robin swings his body up around the bottom of the girder and kicks the man in the back, launching him off the platform while Batman swings in and kicks Zuko in the back, and then uppercuts him in the jaw. Blade, the mobster responsible for pouring the acid on the Flying Grayson's ropes, tries to flee, but Batman shoots a rope around him and then dangles him from the girders, threatening to use the exact same acid to dissolve the rope he's on and kill him if he doesn't sign a confession naming Zuko as the man behind it all, which he does immediately. Zuko charges him and pushes him off the rails for being a traitor, and Batman says they have all the evidence they need, as Robin had snapped a picture with a portable camera showing Zuko killing his own man. Zuko goes to jail for murder, the governor of Small Town decides to crack down on crime, and Robin decides to continue on fighting crime as Batman's sidekick, both to honor his parents and because of his love of adventure. And that is the Golden Age original origin and first appearance of Dick Grayson, aka Robin the Boy Wonder, a hallmark and fan favorite character of DC known for being the original Robin, the original kid sidekick, a member and leader of several Teen Titans and Titans teams, including the amazing 80s series The New Teen Titans, which introduced several major characters like Raven, Starfire, Deathstroke, and Cyborg. By the way, go check out all of my Teen Titans Origins videos. And as a superhero in his own right, and really the highlight of his entire history, Nightwing. Dick Grayson is one of my favorite characters in DC Comics, and for his origin, I wanted to go all the way back to the beginning. I will also be doing the origin of Nightwing, which covers Dick and the new Teen Titans taking up the mantle of Nightwing for the first time, and all sorts of other Teen Titans, Batman, and DC stories. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and check out the Comic History playlist on the channel where you can find every episode of Comic History. If there's a storyline, character, or origin you'd like to see an episode of Comic History on, go check out our Patreon and donate at patreon.com/rnsentertainment. One of the donation rewards is to commission any story you want, both helping the channel grow and getting content specifically for you. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Roman_RNS, like and follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our gaming channel RNS Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time.